Hello, and welcome to lesson 9 of our beginner grammar course. I'm Ali, and today we are going to learn how to talk about the future in English, something that we cannot see and hasn't happened yet. Imagine you want to tell your friends about your weekend plans, make a prediction about the weather, or promise to help someone. How do you do that? In this lesson, you'll master the future simple tense using will and going to. Let's begin. The future simple tense is used to describe things that will happen later, not now. The two main ways to talk about the future are using will and going to. But what's the difference between will and going to? Let's find out. We use will for instant decisions. For example, oh no, I forgot my keys. I will call my mom. So, when we're deciding something at the moment of speaking, we use will. The second usage is promises and offers. I will help you with your homework. We are promising, we are offering something. Or, I will always be your friend. We are promising this. The third usage is predictions without evidence, based on our own beliefs and thoughts. For example, I think it will rain tomorrow. I just say something based on my thoughts and there is no evidence. But how about going to? When do we use going to? We use going to for plans and intentions. Things you have already decided. They are not instant. For example, she is going to move to a new apartment. Or, I am going to start learning Spanish next week. We also use going to for predictions with evidence. For example, look at those dark clouds. You are seeing some dark clouds. It is going to rain. So we have an evidence. Now that you know the usage of will and going to, let's learn about the formulas and structures for using these two words. How do we use will and going to for the future simple tense? We use will like this. Subject plus will plus base verb plus rest of the sentence. For example, I will call you tomorrow. Or, he will stay in London next year. So it's like adding will to the present simple tense. Subject plus will plus base verb plus rest of the sentence. For going to, we use this formula. Subject plus am, is, are plus going to plus base verb and the rest of the sentence. For example, I am going to travel to Sweden next year. Or, they are going to buy a house. Now, let's talk about negative and question form. For negative forms, when we have will, we add not next to the will. I think it will not rain tomorrow. But when we have going to, because we have also am, is, are in the sentence, we use not before going to. And we are actually adding not to the am is are before the going to. For example, he is not going to move to a new city. Here's the formula for question forms. When we have will, we just need to put will at the beginning of the question. For example, will you stay, my friend? But when we have going to, because we have am, is, are in the sentence, we put to be verb at the beginning of the question. For example, is she going to study Spanish next summer? So we put is at the beginning. Now, let's look at some common mistakes that students make when using future tense. Sometimes they use will for plans, which is incorrect. Sometimes they use going to for sudden decisions. It is still incorrect. And sometimes they make wrong question forms. So be careful about the question forms when we have going to, because we also have am, is, are in the sentence. We need to use am, is, are for making questions. Let's look at some practice sentences. Look at these sentences for a couple of minutes and think about the correct future form for each one. Nice job. So the first one, because we have a plan, or Ali has a plan, we use going to. And because we have he, the auxiliary verb would be is. For the second sentence, because phone rings at the moment and it is sudden, we use will. And for the last one, we have some evidence, some dark clouds. So again, we use going to. And because the subject is it, we use is going to. Well done. We need to practice more. So for your homeworks, I would say write 3 sentences using your will and write 3 sentences about someone's plans using going to. You can write them down in the comments below or send them privately to my email that I put in the comments. That's it for today's lesson. Now you know how to use will for sudden decisions, promises, and general predictions. And you know how to use going to for planned actions and predictions with evidence. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more English lessons. See you in lesson 10.